Hi, we're going down under for a protein powder. Hey, it's Bryon Lape back with another review you can use. And anybody that lives in New Zealand, I apologize if I got your accent obliterated or it's some stereotypical nonsense. It's actually Australian and not Kiwi. It's great. Tell me how to say it right, because I really do want to learn. Accents are a thing that I pretend I know how to do from all over the place, and hey, sometimes I'm just being stupid. So today we have something very interesting and I would say somewhat special, because this thing being grass-fed source is quite interesting, and it was not cheap. I think we got this at Sam's a while ago, and my wife said, hey, let's try it. It has a lot of stuff on the back about its advantages. I don't know if I can read them all, but we have no hormones, no artificial flavors, no colors, no antibiotics, no GMO, no gluten, no soy, all kinds of stuff. No artificial sweeteners. How you can use it, strength training, busy professionals, athletes, it goes on and on. It's got all kinds of stuff. 100% New Zealand source protein. So you viewers that live down in New Zealand and want a local product, this is a pretty good local product. Organic, grass-fed. Now, having said all that, years ago, more than 30 years ago, when I lived in Maryland, I knew some people that were dairy farmers, and they actually said that they didn't want their cows eating too much grass because you get grassy milk. I really don't know what that means. They fed them oats and hay and some other stuff, but they would feed grass. In fact, after they did the soybeans, they'd actually let them out in the pasture to eat stuff and all that. So I don't know how important it is to have grass-fed milk. Now I will say this, on the grass-fed beef that I get, I pay quite a bit more per pound, but the flavor is unbelievably better. The corn-fed beef, I can barely eat anymore. It's unbelievable. And I don't eat a lot of it. I usually do a pound or two a week, except when we go to Sam's, in which case it's a pack that's 3 pounds. It's 1.5 pounds, and I eat more. I eat that for breakfast usually, and sometimes for dinner. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. Vanilla bean flavor. So the big things people want to know is how good is it, how well does it mix, how does it taste, all that kind of stuff. What's interesting about this, as opposed to a lot of the other protein powders that I get, a serving size is 2 scoops. So it's 21 grams of protein per 2 scoops, and it's a 41 gram scoop. Now, for those in the U.S. that don't know their grams from a hole in the ground, which is pretty much me, that's about 41 grams. So it's about the same size scoop that I use for other protein powders, and it's half as much protein. It is recyclable too, so we'll put that in recycle when this thing's done. Now, what I tend to do with this is kind of a filler, because I've got some other protein powders. My wife does this sometimes when she remembers and when she actually goes to the gym. This stuff is pretty decent by itself. It mixes fairly well. It's about a 6.5, 7 on mixability out of 10. Flavor-wise is very interesting. It is an intense vanilla flavor that I've never noticed before. There's a strange aftertaste and smell. I should say strange is an unknown to me. So it could also, I don't know if it's because it's grass-fed cows that we're getting the whey protein from. I don't know if it's organic. It tastes good. I mean, it's an 8.5 on taste easily. But there is this kind of unknown that I'm not sure what's causing it, because I've never had a grass-fed milk product before, or byproduct. I've never had grass-fed cheese. It's always been the beef that's been grass-fed. I've had grass-fed buffalo and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, that is unbelievable. Free-range buffalo, oh, that is the best cheeseburger I've ever had in my life. I mean, that was in Salt Lake City. We went to Antelope Island. Raised on the island, butchered on the island, and cooked on the island. The only way I could get it fresher is to go hunt it myself. But anyway, you have 4 grams of net carbs, 3 grams of fiber, no added sugar, no antibiotics, no hormones. This is not sweet. This is a lot of protein powders taste too sweet. I have way too much sucralose in it. I do believe this, I think it has some sucralose in it. No, it doesn't. So I stand corrected. It has organic stevia in it, or stevia, which is a sugar product, but only 1 gram of sugar, and there's 5 alcohols. I think that's what the word I can't pronounce is. So there's 6 sugarish things there, but this is not sweet. This is actually what I like to see protein powders become more of. The Optimum Nutrition's, their full natural line is like too far the other way. It's like, can I have it in the middle? Can you give me something that tastes like, the sweetness is about 6 grams of sugar-ish with some kind of sucralose or something like that, or stevia or whatever, but something maybe about, because that's about where my tolerance level for sweetness is anymore. It's really easy for stuff to be way too sweet for me, but I need a little bit. But hey, maybe that's what the fruit's for, right? I said that in another video. Just throw a banana in there and I don't have to worry about it. But this is a recommend if you are sensitive to GMOs and all these other things and you want a pure product. This is the type of product to get. Now, this being imported, this is in the U.S. I live in Cincinnati, so this is a long way to import. But if you're in New Zealand or Australia, something like this is definitely a product you want to find and you want to participate in and really support your local growers. I'd like to see more U.S.-made products that are GMO-free. Whether they have to be grass-fed, I'm on the fence. Basically, I don't have enough information. As soon as I get enough info, it might be fine for all I know, and that was just the guy's preference to his milk taste 35 years ago when I lived in Maryland. I don't know. The guy's dead, so I can't ask him. He died many years ago of cancer, unfortunately. Greatest guy, sweet guy. Taught my brother how to milk, we went and did, they had a chicken coop, and we fetched eggs and all kinds of stuff. It was great. But lived up in the hills. Fort Ritchie, Maryland. It's closed now, but lived there a long time ago. But this is definitely a recommend. It is going to be more expensive because of the organic nature of everything and the purity of stuff, but this is what we need to get back to. All these antibiotics and all this crap that they feed cattle and all, we need to get away from all of it. It's making us sick. It's causing problems. The research now is indisputable. I mean, people have been complaining about it for years. Yes, some people are far more sensitive than others, and some people were not going to see any side effects, but that is genetics. This is why someone like George Burns can smoke 3 cigars and have 5 martinis a day and live to almost be 100 years old, and someone else do the same thing and by 50 they drop dead. But, it's all, a lot of it's genetics. But why take the chances? Why are we going to pollute our genes for our children? We need to get back to more pure products. I mean, I know protein powders are a bit processed, and it'd be better just to have the actual thing. But in the busy life most people live, getting a protein shake in between meals, it would never replace this for a meal unless you were trying to diet. And then only 1 meal a day. This is something that you want to eat to keep your nitrogen levels up, something midday, mid-afternoon, mid-morning, or right before you go to bed or something to get a protein boost. This should not replace food. This is a supplement. It should always come after real food. But this is definitely a recommend. Find it, buy it. Let me know what you think about it. Do they have any other flavors? Should I be writing to them to get some other stuff? Should I be looking hard? Hey, New Zealand viewers, please let me know in the comments. Send me a message, whatever. And thank you very much for stopping by, and I appreciate it. A lot of products to go through today. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Change shirts after this. Or not after the next one.